a lot of people, millions of them, sports has been a welcome respite from the world of politics, but that's no longer true. Last year, NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick started kneeling during the national anthem, and he apparently launched a trend. This past weekend, Oakland Raiders running back Marshawn Lynch sat during the national anthem, as did Michael Bennett of the Seattle Seahawks. Now, ESPN's Max Kellerman, our old friend, complaining that white players won't join in the anthem protest. Watch this.
There are lots of white players in the NFL, Stephen A. Lots of them. You mean to tell me not a single one, none of their consciences tell them that, you know what, I actually agree with this protest? None of them do? Okay, fine. Let's say none of them do. Well, then the issue has become larger now. Now it's also an issue of solidarity with your coworkers, right? So some of whom are feeling very bad about the way things are, with your fellow Americans who are feeling very bad. All Americans right now of goodwill are very upset about recent events.
Jason Whitlock is a commentator for Fox Sports 1, and he joins us now. So, Jason, here's what I don't understand. I get why people are mad about certain politicians or certain circumstances. I think it's entirely legitimate. But why is the way to express that attacking the country itself?
So, sitting down during the national anthem is an attack against the fucking country. Sitting down during the national anthem is an attack against the country. First of all, I just want to say something in case you don't know, because maybe you don't watch Fox News and I don't, and nobody should watch Fox News. I don't know why Fox News is a thing. Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist, okay? Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist. Tucker Carlson looks like the scarecrow off of The Wizard of Oz. Tucker Carlson looks like when you take a sock and you put it in another sock. So Tucker Carlson has no credibility. Tucker Carlson looks like a sock puppet, and that's what he is, a sock puppet of white supremacy. But I don't even care nothing about no damn Tucker Carlson. What I have a problem with is this fucking chicken nugget over here. This goddamn oversized, big blimp McDonald's hash brown, his neck hanging out his fucking collar, fat son of a bitch, Jason Whitlock, who of course would somehow manage to find his way into this conversation, but not his way into a gym. So I don't really know what his I don't understand how you have such small teeth, but you're obviously eating large food. I don't know what he's even going to say at this point, but I'm just going to watch it anyway because I figure it's going to be fuckery, as I'm hearing that he said apparently that the white players shouldn't help or whatever, some stupid coonery. So let's just hear what he said.
I don't understand it myself, Tucker. And listen, Max Kellerman is a good friend of mine, and I have a lot of respect for Max. But what I don't understand is Max is complaining, how come no one is supporting Colin Kaepernick? I want to know why NFL players aren't offering voices of dissent. There are NFL players, black and white, who know that if you really want to address police brutality, social injustice, inequality in this country, protesting the national anthem is the perfect way for your message to get completely lost. Exactly. If Colin Kaepernick or any of these players, if you're a starting NFL quarterback, you have a huge platform and the opportunity to go on any TV, radio show you want, any newspaper, magazine article you want, and you can legitimately voice your complaints. If you protest during the national anthem, of course, there are going to be a massive amount of people that never hear a word you say, won't understand your message at all, and you can't tell me that there aren't NFL players who recognize the stupidity of the style of protest Colin Kaepernick has chosen. But
Jason Whitlock, what have you ever protested in your life? You've never protested anything, so how are you gonna tell anybody how they can protest? You know what I mean? How are you gonna tell anybody how they can protest? What did you ever protest against? Them opening a gym in your neighborhood? Like, what did you protest against for you to offer advice on how people should protest? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the most idiotic thing. First of all, Colin Kaepernick's protest is not any kind of failure. Trying to make it out to be some type of failure is ridiculous because we have people who are now boycotting the NFL because a lot of us have realized how actually racist the NFL is. Colin Kaepernick has completely exposed the NFL. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who were just mindless zombies watching the NFL, not really understanding how this shit is very much like slavery, are now opening their eyes, and we're seeing this because of Colin Kaepernick's protest. And we've had more and more people, black players too, like Marshawn Lynch, sit out Anthem, and a lot of people have called the anthem to task because I didn't know that the anthem had all these racist lyrics in there, explicit racist lyrics that are in there. I didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that either. So Colin Kaepernick's protest has pointed that out to light. So we all realize that. Why should you stand up for a fucking song that is saying that it hopes black people are never free? You know what I'm saying? Why would anyone want to stand up for that? That doesn't even make any sense at all, that you would say that you're going to get a bunch of people. The only people that were upset were white supremacists. Okay, like Tucker Carlson. The only people that were upset, and more as time has gone on, less people are even outraged about the situation. What we're really outraged about is the fact that Colin Kaepernick has not been picked up, and honestly, I don't want him to be. I wish that he would just retire and leave it alone, because you shouldn't be out here having to beg people to put you in because you did a protest that you did, probably the most benign type of protest that you could do. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're having to beg people to get back in. That's ludicrous to me. So I wish that he would just be like, okay, I don't need to come back. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know who gave Jason Whitlock the authority to tell people, you know, how they should. Jason Whitlock, if I'm going to a buffet and I want to know how to consume as much food as possible, that's when I would ask you to maybe give me some type of advice on what I could do, because you don't need to give people any type of advice on protesting, because that's not your strong suit. Your strong suit is not being able to fit in suits that you wear. So I don't understand why you're out here trying to tell people how they can and can't protest. But let me continue to watch this freaking foolishness.
Afraid to say it because of the backlash. So again, the cowardice or the real fear is stating the truth about the idiocy of what Kaepernick has done. That's where the backlash has come from, and people are afraid to voice that.
First of all, if people were afraid to voice this, I wouldn't be seeing coons coming out every single week having something to say. Literally every single day, another coon comes out to try to go against Kaepernick and say, and then in the same breath, they'll say like that idiot Jermichael, whatever his name was. He changed his mind now or whatever, not because his girlfriend had to jump up and be like, why would you say something like that? And now he wants to change his mind. But there was a guy before. Who was it? It was like the whole week. There was just a string of coons just coming out saying something about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Colin Kaepernick has had all types of people try to come out and challenge him or attack him. So what are you talking about that people are afraid? There's tons of coons running out here and they're not afraid. They're saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like your big fat ass is sitting up here saying something on Fox News on Tucker Carlson's show, but you probably don't want anyone to call you a coon. But you're sitting up on a white supremacist show trying to go after another black man because he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit down during the national anthem. Like that's the worst fucking thing in the world. That's the most benign form of freaking protest. To say, you know, I'd like for people, for these police to not callously murder black people like you. You know what I'm saying? And you're sitting up here and you're trying to act as if people can't say anything against Kaepernick. Isn't that the reason why he's not in the freaking league? Because people are boycotting him and keeping him out of it? So what are you even talking about? As usual, you're not talking about anything. You know what I'm saying? The only good thing that your mouth knows how to do is to open up and consume things. So I don't know why you go around talking like your mouth knows how to do anything good besides swallow shit. I don't understand.
A lot of really afraid people right now in this country, I would argue. So you follow this really closely. How true is it that protests like Kaepernick's have affected viewership of NFL games?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of research on that we've done here at Fox Sports that say, hey, mostly it was the election cycle, or predominantly the election cycle, that affected viewership. But I do think if these protests continue, I do think it's going to impact viewership, because I think
it's not the protests that are affecting the viewership. Okay, a lot of people are waking up and they're seeing how the NFL is a plantation. They're seeing how you guys treat Kaepernick. They're seeing how they have big fat ass losers like you sitting up on TV criticizing Kaepernick, or far back hairline ass people like Stephen A. They're seeing all the coons that are running around in the league, and they're saying, oh, why should we support these people? These people don't even care about black people. They don't even care about themselves. They're over here boycotting Kaepernick. They're over here coming out talking against somebody who wants us to live. We're the ones who's viewing it. We're the ones ones who are playing the game. Why should we keep watching this? Why should we keep supporting this plantation foolishness when it's not beneficial to us in any way, shape, or form? Okay, I've seen tons of people who love NFL, love football, like, oh no, I'm not watching this shit anymore. Tons of people boycotting it. And that's what it is. It has nothing to do with the damn protest. It has to do with how you freaking white supremacists and coons are reacting to it.
Putting to the traditional sports fan who's like, they don't get this. You're protesting the national anthem. What does that have to do? How is that the most effective way to get a point across?
But you're not presenting any effective way. You're not presenting any effective way because you don't want anybody to protest. You don't want anybody to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You want them to be laissez-faire and lackadaisical just like you. You don't want anyone to do anything. It doesn't make any sense that we have people who are out here who are trying to criticize the protests and acting as if they have a criticism in one hand, but they don't have a solution in the next hand. You know what I'm saying? What? Okay, so if he shouldn't protest the national anthem, then what should he protest? You don't want him to protest at all. That's the truth. You don't want him to protest at all because you're a big fat silly ass coon. You don't see the issues or the problems that are going on and how we're being affected by white supremacy. That's why you're on the show right now having this casual conversation with a white supremacist. You don't have no clue what. And it's so funny because we just had white supremacists having an entire mob. They're out here. They're running rampant. They're having a mob. They killed one woman and violently attacked a young black man. They're not fictional. They're not imaginary. We can obviously see that white supremacists are out here and they're doing bigger and bigger stances for us to see them. You know what I mean? And you're gonna sit up here on a white supremacist show and tell somebody who is trying to battle against white supremacy, you're telling them, oh, they're not doing it the right way. What would you know about it? You're not even offering anything to say to do against it. So why are you even up here talking?
Inequality in this America. It's not, and people's expectations when they go to sporting events, it's not for the event to be hijacked by politics. It's not for the event from the national anthem.
Well, is it really so fucking hard to watch a game if you see one or two people sitting down somewhere in the stands? Is that really going to affect you so much to the degree that you can't even watch the game? The only way that should affect you is if you are a fucking white supremacist. How could you see you see all these players out here who are pushing their bodies to the limit, who are risking getting these diseases because we know that playing football in the long term damages these damn people. They're out here basically like slavery. These people are out here playing this game for your fucking amusement, and you have the nerve to tell them that they can't have thoughts or feelings about their fucking life, and you. Okay, because who the fuck cares about those people? You're playing to come watch. That's the thing that I absolutely despise about Jason Whitlock is he tries to make the victims. He always tries to find some way to victimize the most, whatever white people, because I know he's envisioning white people when he says this, the poor, innocent white people who have to come to the game and see black players sit down and not jump up for the national anthem saying that it hopes they still be slaves, those poor white people, just like he did the same shit when LeBron James was talking about how his house had got sprayed down with the N-word. He starts talking about how the true inequality is against all poor people when he was really trying to make a reference to poor white people, the same poor white people who voted for a white supremacist president, and the same poor white people who have no problem running into a white supremacist protest and attacking these same police people that you guys try to protect. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? We saw the police getting their ass whooped by these same white supremacists, rich, poor, whatever their fucking demographic was, out there whooping the police ass, and the police allowed them to do so. The same police that y'all claim that y'all care about so much. We saw them out here attacking these people, and we're supposed to care what people who are coming to these games are. If you weren't a white supremacist, you would have no problem with Colin Kaepernick and other black players saying, I'm not just going to be out here running and injuring myself and other black people for your fucking amusement, and then I can't even care or say anything about how my life is being affected by this shit that y'all don't care about. Outside of y'all coming here and watch me hurt other freaking black people for your amusement. Like fucking slave fights or some shit.
Beginning of the event to have this kind of contention and problems. Sports have always been about bringing people together for a fun event. It's always been
no,
about
the fuck they have not.
Unity and looking past
no,
their
the fuck they have
to
not.
achieve some athletic goal.
If that was the case back when they had boxing matches and the black boxers would win, the white people wouldn't go out and go and lynch the black people if it was all about unity. If sports has always been about unity and different races coming together, then why would white people go and kill black people whenever they won the sport? That doesn't make any sense. Just like you don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even make sense to sit here and get mad about coons because they don't even have regular brains. I want to see an examination. I want to see an examination of a coon brain because I feel like it's just mixed up in there like some fucking scrambled eggs. That's what I feel like. I feel like there isn't a solid mass in there. It's just a bunch of scrambled up foolishness because you don't even make any sense. You've never taken one history class in your life. You know what I'm saying? How does it? Sports have always been about racial unity.
Turn this thing into something else. I don't think it's effective for getting his message out.
Then what is
I just
effective?
don't think it's consistent with the principles of sports and what NFL football has been about as a television event.
I think you're exactly right. I wanted to ask you about this. So you used to write for ESPN and then the Kansas City Star before that. There's a new.
I just wish Jason Whitlock would just fall the fuck out. You think I don't wish death on people. I don't hate people or nothing like that. But I just wish Jason Whitlock would just fall the fuck out, man. I just wish Jason Whitlock would be somewhere at some buffet somewhere with drool coming down the side of his mouth, gone. Eyes roll back to the back of his head, gone. That's all I wish for Jason Whitlock is for this man to fall out somewhere, okay? Because he's a waste of time. Coons like this, they're a waste of time. They're a waste of energy. White supremacists don't even much need them anymore because white supremacists now, they're coming out in full force. They don't even wear the mask and the costumes no more. They have their white supremacist president. They don't need coons anymore. Coons are obsolete. They're a waste of time to the black community. He's a defective black person. That's what he is. He's defective. So he needs to be sent back to the factory or just thrown in the trash. You're a useless individualist. You don't care about black people. You don't care about anybody outside of yourself. That's why you would sit here and be anti-black people trying to protest for their lives because you're trying to see yourself as some type of individual, which I don't understand because you obviously weigh as much as 3 people. So I don't know how you have this individualist mindset when you're accommodating the space of 3 individuals. I don't understand how you have that mentality. But Jason Whitlock, I just want this man to fall out. You know what I'm saying? I just want him to fall out somewhere. Disgusting fucking spineless sack of shit. And I can't even say you're spineless because something has to be holding up all that fucking fat.
Frank Ford, the New Republic, wrote it. And he says that Silicon Valley has basically taken over journalism and is ruining it with a focus on sensationalist clickbait and maximizing.
I'm about to give Jason Whitlock like 2 more seconds because I don't give a fuck about whatever other white supremacist topic this nigga wants to bring up.
Do you think that's a fair critique? Do you think that Silicon Valley is affecting...
Nobody cares. I don't care about Silicon Valley. I don't care about the rest of this conversation. I don't care about Jason Whitlock. The only reason why I'm even doing this again was just something struck me when I had heard this, that Jason Whitlock wanted to jump up now and like you're just... Let me calm down. Because you can jump up to attack black people, but you can't just jump in general. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump in general to lose some of these calories, to drop some of this cholesterol, but you can jump up to be anti-black every 5 seconds. I'm sick of these damn coons. Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe and sharing stuff for more coon rants or whatever this was. Bye, guys.